I like to think and reflect and then express myself. Being in this profession for a long time, you know, having the time off, staying closer to home was interesting. Well, this is a compilation, but it's like really just all new material, stuff that people haven't heard before. Where I come from, this music and presenting music is like a sense like a shamanistic kind of expression. So in that we're using, you know, color, we're using experiences, we're using our mind power to tell a story. You know, being able to touch the people, feel what's going on, and then give them what they need, kind of thing. You know, feel it and give it, and having that exchange going on too. So I actually like the workspace that I have in my home, which is in my basement. And you know, I got my guitars, you know, percussion, all that, and then my record collection and all that together. So it's really, you know, it's a space for thoughts and expansion and everything else for myself, you know, or even like a healing space. So a lot of the time that I had was spent really kind of doing reflection. But also honing in on my craft a lot more, in a sense, you know, finding my voice again, in a sense, and even refining that voice. You know, playing more instruments, you know, because I learned how to, the mechanics of the guitar and this kind of thing, which really kind of opened up my production, I want to say. Much like what we did you know, back in the day when we were being creative and in our home studios and creating house tracks, if you will. You know, a lot of time spent with yourself, expressing yourself, you know, and then, you know, then you're being moved around the world or whatever, and you're not back at your home base to, you know, we say woodshed, and go through the processes and try things out, you know, and that's important. I come from the school of being able to create it yourself. You know, though I've, you know, put some other producers on and writers on, that kind of thing, I have always been kind of like the, the channel for the creative process. You know, being able to take the energy in the room or somebody's creative ideas and be able to play it or whatever. I like to do that. And I do that as a DJ as well. You know, we had thought about, okay, let's re-release, you know, tunes from the past, or maybe do some retakes on that. And it was just, at the end of the day, it just wound up just being a whole bunch of new stuff that I had lying around, hadn't finished, you know. And the whole Liftoff title was more just that it was, you know, a renewal, it was rebirth, it's Liftoff, you know, going to the next level. I had started that tune right probably at the top of pandemic, literally, that jam. And then I had a problem with my computer. My computer went down. It was like, you know, and you couldn't get to anybody, you know, kind of thing. And then things like kind of lightened up or whatever, and I was able to get my computer fixed. And then I finished that up, and then it sat. And then listened to it, and I was like, yeah, this is very, you know, very Leroy Burgess, very, you know, early 80s, you know, jazz funk. And hit up Leroy again because he had been on another track with me before. And Antel and I were like, yeah, let's just get him on it. And he heard it, loved it. Boom, it was done. Let me see you shine. Sometimes when you're making music, you're telling a story. You could be healing yourself. You could be healing the environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally are really acting as a conduit. You know, we're all conduits anyway. I mean, we all work off electricity, you know, and energy, regardless. You know what I mean? The brain fires off electricity. We are, you know, antennas, if you will. And I can tell you that even now that we've lifted off at this point, you know, we're gonna take it worldwide the way it needs to be taken worldwide, very deliberately, with power. And so that's my message, you know, is to stay authentic, stay close to the roots, at the same time lift to the sky.